really doesn't matter whether you're building cars, consumer products, skyscrapers, fabricating one-off products. It really doesn't matter. The biggest challenge I see every day are companies lack an overall data strategy, meaning cross-department execution of data process, stakeholder collaboration. So we built a very nice consultancy practice while also implementing a lot of the solutions to solve those problems.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Mark Lackovic, Chief Revenue Officer at D3 Technologies. Mark, how you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I appreciate you spending some time with us on Business Ninjas. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about D3 Technologies.
Yeah, so Mark Lackovic, CRO, as you said, based here in Wisconsin. I don't know how far back do you want me to go, but after school, I worked for a couple Fortune 500 companies. Great experience, great training. Focused a lot on data solutions, mainly based around engineering product data. Long story short, kind of came to a crossroads. Do I want to keep working for big companies or go to a smaller company? I chose the smaller company so I could influence decisions, ultimately make more of a difference. So I ended up going to work for a small regional-based company that sold Autodesk software and wide format hardware and printing and all those kinds of things. Became a partner there, and fast forward, we wanted to continue to scale and grow the business, and so we merged with a company called D3 Technologies about 6 years ago. The goal was to become the biggest manufacturing partner in the U.S., and we actually accomplished that. And over those years, we acquired some additional partners, and in the goal to become national, we did that. And where we are today is we kind of hit another crossroads. The partners, really wanted to look long-term evaluation of where we need to be to continue to be relevant. And we determined that we needed to be global. We needed resources to build our own IP, and we needed the ability to scale our consultancy business. And so we were just acquired by a Swedish company called Symmetry 2 months ago. And that's where we are today.
Hey, if you're not careful and you keep being so successful, you're going to end up working for one of those giant companies you didn't want to work for.
No, I'm old. Hopefully don't have that much more time to go.
What's the origin story of D3 Technologies?
They too were an Autodesk VAR, started around 20 years ago. And the partner, started a small business. He was a mechanical engineer. And he actually was using some of the latest 3D technologies, and a lot of customers were coming to him for help. And he said, as long as I continue to help customers, why don't I just do that for a living? And so he went into an Autodesk partnership, and again, here we are today, 6 years later.
Excellent. And what are the main services you're providing your clients these days?
There's quite a few. So we serve three pretty distinct industries. We serve manufacturing, we serve architecture, engineering, construction, and owners, and we serve process and power.
Okay.
So three distinct industries, three very distinct business units. Mm-hmm. And so the services vary with each of those industry segments. So I'm not sure how far deep you want to go on that one.
Well, give us an example of what you're doing for your clients these days.
Yeah, so I'll give you one area that I think is relevant. It's kind of a common challenge across all industries. Is it really doesn't matter whether you're building cars, consumer products, skyscrapers, fabricating one-off products. It really doesn't matter the biggest challenge I see every day are companies lack an overall data strategy, meaning cross-department execution of data process, stakeholder collaboration. And so we have built a very nice consultancy practice while also implementing a lot of the solutions to solve those problems. So we do product data management, product lifecycle management. We have a team that does data migrations and data aggregations. We help companies literally build an overall strategy for the long term that continues to help them just get a better handle on not only how they manage the data, the process, but ultimately giving them the insights of that data on the back end of all of it.
Again, I guess the hot word is digital transformation these days, which is
Yeah, exactly right. And digital transformation means something different for each industry and for each company within that industry, but it is a very hot topic, and we help customers execute on that digital transformation.
Hey, as companies grow and scale these days, a lot of the time it's acquisition and mergers, and you've got to level set every division of siloed data and legacy system that you encounter, which is not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to do. What differentiates you from your competition in the market? What makes D3 Technology stand out?
Probably a number of things. One, we just kind of talked about it, right? I think it's our methodology. We understand the breadth of our clients' business as it relates specific to their product data. We understand how that data is created. We help them create it, right? We help them optimize how the information is created. We help them manage it. We help them integrate it. We help them do all those things. So we have extensive experience in building and implementing that data strategy. We've worked on hundreds and maybe even 1,000 very complex projects around that process. So I think that differentiates us quite a bit. So we're not just a consultancy, but we are a systems integrator. We're an implementer. We can actually help execute on that strategy. I think the second one, and again, I kind of mentioned it earlier, one of the reasons we weren't really looking for the acquisition, but as we looked at the long-term growth plan, we realized we needed our own intellectual property. We needed our own technology. So today we have over 40 products that we've built. So things like productivity tools to help drive adoption and improve workflows for like CAD software. We have a remote instructor-led training program, so we can train anyone, anywhere on any technology with live instructors really around the world. We've developed middleware technology that helps making integration to different business systems easier. Also looking at like the BI side to provide those insights. We've got some tools that we've built there. Automation, we've got a rules-based platform. So if you're familiar with configure, price, quote, or even full-blown engineer to order sales and design automation for complex products, it's a big topic right now. And in that digital transformation, customers have to do more with less. They can't keep throwing bodies at it anymore. The bodies aren't there. And a lot of the tasks and the functions of those jobs have changed. So anything we can do to help customers automate their process is a big topic right now. So I don't know, does that help? There's a few things.
It sounds like you have an incredible palette of services that you provide for those three industries that you mentioned.
Yeah, we do. Tough to manage all of it, but it does, to your point, it is what makes us different than most.
Excellent. Let's talk about the last couple of years have been challenging for most industries. You talk about not being able to throw bodies and highly skilled labor at situations. Tell me about how you have managed to sustain yourselves and grow through the COVID years.
It's the COVID years weren't easy. I think we were hit like everybody else. We probably were down 20% during those times. But we just continued to do what we did. We didn't let anybody go. We kept our full staff. And we just continued to work our process, continued to help customers do great things. And and over that time, we've continued to build up on the services and things that we provide. Focused a lot on the consulting services during that time. And because a lot of time, the customers, their initiatives changed pretty dramatically. That was the one thing we saw more than anything, right? A lot of the strategic initiatives that they had changed. But we were, through those services that we offered, we were able to adapt and adapt with the customer's shifting needs and still be able to offer value to them. And now it's nice to see, really, we're seeing that trend. Mentioned digital transformation. We're kind of seeing that trend shift back now that the COVID challenges are over. They're refocusing their efforts on new initiatives. And so we're kind of pivoting back with them.
Excellent. All right. What role has content played in the growth of D3 Technologies? How are you telling your story these days?
I think we could do better. I think there's more we can do. We have a really good, solid marketing team. They've stayed up on the latest trends and activities. But the challenge we have is, I think there's a couple challenges we have. One is we do have a complicated story, right? We serve a lot of industries. We do a lot of things, and it's sometimes difficult to tell that story succinctly. So that's challenge number one. I think challenge number two, people are busy. It's trying to get their attention and, in unique and different ways. And so I think that's one area where we could probably do a little bit better. I think another challenge we have is changing perception. And I've talked a lot about this internally internally and externally. Changing client perception has been a challenge, right? Because we have a lot of history, 20 plus years of history working with our client base, serving them with Autodesk technology. There's a perception there from the client of us, of what we can do for them. And I think that perception needs to change dramatically, because there are so many more things we can do for them, where there's so much more value we can offer. And so that's been an ongoing challenge of just how can we use some of the latest content methods to help us change that story. Gotcha.
All right, let's look down the road a year. What are some things you'd like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
Personally, I think through this recent acquisition, we've got probably 12 months of integration across the organizations to do. So, hopefully a year from now, we're very tightly integrated with the Symmetry team in Europe, and we're functioning at a very high level. So that's one thing. A second thing I would say is the interesting thing about both organizations coming together is we have the culture fit was awesome, and we have a lot of the same goals and things. And one common goal that just comes to mind is this kind of premium partner program. Both of us, really thrive on doing more for our clients and adding more value to truly help them scale and grow and do better things for their customers. And so we're putting a program together collectively that helps our customers engage with us at a deeper level, and so we can drive more value to them. And so that requires commitment on both sides. So we're kind of going through this exercise of what does it mean to become a premier partner of Team D3 or of Symmetry, and really trying to define that for our customers, because it's got to work both ways, right? They have to see us as a value, and they have to want to partner with us for us to work deeper together. But where we do that, we see great things for our customers. So I'd love to answer your question long term. I'd love to double the amount of clients that we have that what we would consider a premium partner of ours.
Excellent. Excellent. Please tell everyone, what's your URL? Where can people find D3 Technologies, and what social media outlets are using these days as well?
Yeah, well, we're in the process of redoing our website, but the current one is www.d3tech.net. And the social media we use, I mean, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, Twitter. I think those are probably the primary, certainly YouTube as well.
Okay, Mark Lackovic of D3 Technologies. Thank you for spending some time with us on Business Ninjas today. I wish you and yours and your new partnership with Symmetry all the best in the future.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Be well.